The song I sing will tell the tale of a cold and wintry day, of castle walls and torchlit halls, and a price men had to pay. Till men of old, for blood and gold, had rescued Skara Brae.
What? What? Hi, Evie. What? Hi, Brad. Well, is it the best? Is it the best day of your life, Brad? If this is true, I'd like to know that. Because I'd be very happy for you if that's the case. And I'd like to think that I had something to do with it. So yeah, obviously, Thursday night stream every Thursday since 2016. Even last Thursday when I didn't stream, I still streamed. In my mind. Did it somehow. And I cannot stream tomorrow. So I thought I would stream tonight. It's iffy too because tomorrow's gonna be a long fucking day. So I probably need to be careful not to stay up too late. Because, all right. First off, I canceled last week's stream because I had a toothache, and I didn't have a dentist appointment until Wednesday, and that got fucked up because actually it was Tuesday and I forgot that I thought it was Wednesday, so I cleared Wednesday off, like afternoon off of work, and then Tuesday I was in a meeting at work. And I got a text notice saying like, "Oh, your dentist appointment is like an hour and a half." I was like, "Oh shit!" So they were cool. Luckily, it was like an hour after our meetings ended. So I was just told my boss like, "Hey, I know we're done like with any timely stuff for the day, and I just got these texts. It turns out my appointment was today." So well, the good news is that my toothache kind of got better. I still have I have some tooth problems that will lead to the toothache happening occasionally that I still need to have addressed. So I didn't cancel the appointment, but even though by yesterday or the day before my tooth is like wasn't bothering me anymore, it just had got inflamed because I got like a filling fell out some time ago between two teeth, and so sometimes like shit gets jammed in there, and it really like it fucks up all the whole, like the gums, everything gets like pulsatingly uncomfortable. So that's what had happened. I think, I'm not sure, but I want to say it was like I was eating some sort of like a berry pie with a bunch of like the really obnoxious seeds in them. And one of those things probably got jammed in my gums or some bullshit. So anyways, it was pretty bad for about a week. But yeah, so, oh, and I don't know if I told you guys, was it the weekend before that? So this was since my last stream. I actually went to urgent care about my plugged up ears because they wouldn't get better. I don't remember if that had happened, but like my last stream. I'm telling you, 50. Actually, this is mostly all my fault. It's not because I'm 50. I can't blame it on being 50. The teeth thing is like, it's because since I moved here, I haven't established with a dentist. I've gone to like emergency dental visits with non-permanent dentists, like as needed, like when something's been bothering me, but I haven't established regular care. So that's what I'm doing with this dentist. And in fact, they didn't do any work when he said, "Okay, nothing is hurting you right now." And I was like, "No." And he's like, "And you want to establish long-term care?" And he's like, "And I see you got some stuff probably we're going to need to work on." And I was like, "Yeah, it's been a few years." So he's like, all right, I'm gonna come back in before work on Tuesday, and they're gonna do like the full, like all the X-rays and all that shit, and then I'm gonna have like treatment plan and all this stuff. Get a lot of dental work done. Yay! Probably over time. Please share some pictures of your dog on Discord. Florence wants to see them. Oh, okay. I love sharing pictures of my dog. And and hey Keith, is this game any fun? You've been looking at it for a week? This game, the Bard's Tale Trilogy? I would think, for the most part, most modern audiences would not be very excited about the Bard's Tale Trilogy. This is a 1980s game that was remastered about 5 years ago for PC. And it's very dated. It's actually a game that I had in the late 80s, and I actually did not get that much into it, like when I first started playing it. But you know what sparked the interest is I felt like playing, especially when I had my toothache, and I didn't want to be thinking or too challenged by anything, and I wanted to play something really simple. And this kind of, there's a game series called Wizardry that's pretty basic, and they did a remake of the original Wizardry from 1982. I think it was last year, and I was tempted. It's on my wish list now. I was tempted to get it, but it's not cheap. I think it's cost like more than the gameplay is worth, unless you're a diehard fan. But I already had this in my library. Brad, you've got it in your library too. This was a Humble Choice. Sometime in 2020, they gave out Bard's Tale 4, a deluxe edition. And Bard's Tale 4 is a modern game. It was made a couple years ago. It's like a sequel to these first three. And it's pretty good. Like, if you're interested in the games, you maybe just want to play Bard's Tale 4. But you'll be able to see this game. It's pretty old. I've been kind of having fun with it, but it's pretty old. So, and I think part of it too is that I had to go to a laundromat every summer before our first camping trip. We'd take our sleeping bags in a laundromat to have them washed because they don't fit in our washing machine. They're too big. So I downloaded this game on my Steam Deck because I thought it would be fun to play a game like this, a real simple game, while I spent a couple hours at the laundromat. And I did. It was fun. It's the most fun I've ever had in a laundromat. playing a Bard's Tale on my Steam Deck. It's a good time. Humble fired their whole publishing team? Well, you mean the team that makes games for Humble? Are you quitting as a matter of, like, in protest of them doing that? Because it doesn't seem like Humble... I mean, they made some interesting games here and there, but they're not exactly, like, titans in the gaming industry in terms of game makers. Oh, they just published them. Okay. I knew there were games that were published by Humble. I didn't know how that worked exactly. But, so that's the long answer to Keith to whether this game is fun. How the hell have you been looking at this game? How is this even on your radar? I pulled this out of a deep place. Like, this game wasn't even on my radar. It was Wizardry. I can't even remember how Wizardry got on my radar. It came out last year, I think. It's just like that kind of simple gameplay appealed to me. So this is like, Brad, how you like to watch me play the gold box games. You like me to play Pool of Radiance. It's from the same era as Pool of Radiance. The only thing is it's not as tedious. You don't have a tactical field where you're using, there's 100 different keyboard shortcuts that you have to use every time you want to attack, and you have to attack 40 things on the screen every turn. It's pretty basic. But they did a nice like graphics remaster. I think the gameplay has been updated a little bit, just like with quality of life stuff. It's still the original game. It's not like a reboot or a remake. It's a remaster with some quality of life improvements. But so you think you're done with Humble, huh, Brad? I know you've been consistently disappointed with Humble for like at least the last year. Every month it's like, To me, I felt like they've been roughly on par. Like, ever since I've had them, there's usually a couple of titles per month that are good. And then randomly, there'll be decent titles just that I'll end up having in my library that I never heard of, so I ignore them. And then, like, a couple years later, I'll hear, like, oh, wait, that game's... see a game on YouTube or something and be like, that looks pretty cool. And it'll turn out that I have it because I got it through Humble 3 years ago or some shit. So that was the case with this. I didn't even knew that I had the original Bard's Tale trilogy. The reason it came up is because when I was looking at Wizardry, which is it's still like 35 or 40 bucks for Wizardry. When it came to games similar to this, like on the Steam page, Bard's Tale Trilogy came up and it showed that I owned it. And I was like, I don't remember buying Bard's Tale Trilogy. And I forgot that it came when you got the deluxe edition of Bard's Tale 4, it included Bard's Tale Trilogy. So I never at any point was like, went into a game website and said, I'm going to buy Bard's Tale Trilogy. It just sort of happened. I just ended up owning it. I haven't been taking as many pictures of Millie, but I still do. Actually, I think I took a picture of her today. She's got her bully stick. And one of her new things is she'll chew the bully stick on my bed, and then she'll go completely unconscious at some point in the afternoon. And it'll be like she's all stretched out, and then the bully stick is like right next to her face, and that's how she falls asleep. I just find it kind of funny. I didn't walk her this evening because usually when I stream, I don't also walk her. So I'm fully expecting her to end up in here like completely hyper and rambunctious, which is why I didn't bother with the green screen again. She's not here at the moment, but I fully expect she's going to come in here. So, how's all 2 or 3 of you doing? Evie, Brad, Keith. Evie and Brad, you guys are like pretty much the main reason I'm still streaming these days. Not that other people still show up, but you're really the only 2 at this point that are just like here every time. Nick is here more often than not, but he's become like non-participatory for the most part, which is, that's fine. But at a certain point I was like, it's like, if I just stop streaming, how many people are actually going to miss it? And I'm like, well, I know Brad and Evie will fucking miss it. So I'm just like, keep going. But that's sort of what I felt last week when I was like, and probably Ali, I'm sure there are people that will miss it. They're just not people that, like, most of them are not people that come here anymore. Would you be traumatized, Brad? And then I was like, well, maybe I could just do private streams. And I was like, well, why the fuck would I do that when that's basically what I'm already doing? Like, why would I be like, oh, I'll just do like some informal streams? It's like, what the fuck is this? That's all I'm doing already. You did something to your hip. It's been really hurting since Friday. You think it's almost better, but it still hurts. That sucks. You'd be devastated too. Yeah. I think you'd be, and then I think there would be other people that would be like if they found out, oh, he's not streaming anymore. They'd find out like a month or 2 months, 3 months from now. Like, what? He stopped streaming? And then they'd be sad. Right? Maybe they'd be sad. They'd be like, oh, that sucks. It's like, he's Thursday night stream. He's the game lawyer. He's been there like for most of my adult life. Every Thursday night, Game and Lawyer has been there. For some people, most of their adult lives, the present company excluded. Probably Keith for all of his adult life and a good portion of his adolescence. And sometimes I get tired too with Millie. And last week I was really like between getting over the ear, I've had to do antibiotic ear drops. So like the problem with the ear was that I kept flushing with water. I went into urgent care. They're like, you've been flushing your ear with water for 3 weeks, and they looked in there and they're like, yeah, it's infected. It's like it's not clogged with wax anymore. You infected your ear because you put too much water in it. So they put me on ear drops, and like on the prescription on the treatment plan, their main thing in all caps with exclamation points is no more water. Oh shit. Okay. But so I was doing ear drop. I still am actually doing ear drops. I think tomorrow or Saturday, or no, Friday. Friday it will be my last day. But you know, so for a week there, my ear was still clogged. My tooth was pounding like crazy. We got this camping trip coming up, which we're kind of apprehensive about. We don't know if Millie's going to do well camping. Like, we're kind of dreading it a little bit. Because she's just managing her here in the house with all of her toys and all of the tools at her disposal without anyone else around is at times like almost more than we can deal with. You look forward to Thursdays is the day you come back from being off, and you look forward to having something to look forward to. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, that's right. That's like your Monday, isn't it? It's sort of like your first day back from your weekend. I guess that would be if you had something. I was thinking about Monday. If there was something for me that was on Monday nights that I really looked forward to, that would make Mondays a little easier for sure. But yeah, it's definitely different though these days. I like the smaller streams, but and no offense to you, Evie, but it's weird sometimes when it's just like I'll stream and 2 hours of my stream it's just you, right? I'm playing a game, I'm talking and all this stuff, and like Brad he's like, I have to leave work now, whatever, and no one else is here, and it's just like I'm used to my streams being like lots of people coming and going, right? And so it's kind of a weird, and again, it's no offense against you, but it's kind of a weird thing for me to be like, yeah, I'm just streaming for like 2 hours here, and it's just literally like it's just Evie watching, and you look back at the chat, and it'll just be like, it'll be a whole pages of lol, oh yeah, lol, ha ha ha, you know, just like whatever you're reacting in the moment to whatever's happening, which is like totally normal, but it's just like the whole like thing is just the moment to moment reactions of you watching my stream, which again, it's one of the reasons I still do it. but it's just funny. I do like it when there are a few more people in a stream. I do like it when they're free people and people are like talking amongst themselves, and that still happens. A lot of times it stops though. Once I start playing the game, that's where like the Mike EL, the gamers, and the CPGs and other people that show up, like who are sort of like semi-regular cast members of the Game Lawyers stream chat. They usually take off when the game starts. Is Brad still there? Brad talks like he'd be traumatized, and he's probably like working or something. Oh, soon there will be more people here. This is a growing and thriving channel. It's not. It is shrinking. Even for my regulars, it's literally, it's you two at this point. And like people like still like Keith, for example. Keith still shows up actually most streams. But there's a lot of people who are like Keith, where they show up, they say hi, and then they're out, they're gone, right? You like it? You like that it's just the two of you? It's definitely different. Oh, look who came in here. Are you being nice or are you going to be a drama queen? Oh, she just did a flyby. She walked back out. She's probably going to go get her octopus or some other toy. So, yeah, we're so tomorrow, Thursdays are my busy day at work. And then as soon as I get off of work, Amanda has tomorrow off, so she's going to be making final prep for the camping trip. I took Friday off, and originally I thought we were going to leave Friday morning, but it turns out like her family booked this cabin, or got this cabin set aside, her extended family, all her brothers and stuff, and most of them have been there since Wednesday. And so Amanda feels this really strong drive to like get there as soon as possible because we're already like 2 days later than everyone else. And so she was like, yeah, she wants to leave. And it's like a 4-hour drive. So we're going to show up in the dark with Millie. Be trying to set up a tent in the dark. And I'm just like, that's going to suck. So I'll be honest. This is like one of those camping trips. I was like, can we just put Millie in a pet motel? I don't know that she's ready. I don't know that she's ready or that we're ready to deal with her camping. Especially like all the extended family with all the kids running around and there's another puppy. It could be great, but it could be awful. Because she's a handful. And we don't even know how it's going to work sleeping. Like, is she going to chew up our camp mattresses, which are like $120 camp mattresses? We're going to wake up in the middle of the night, we're just going to pop. Or she'll want to leave the tent. And it's like a $200 tent. She'd be like, oh, I want to go outside. Rip. And she's out. And the tent's fucking ruined. Like, I could just see it. All these scenarios. The cat is also watching. It's not her fault. She's a cat. Can't register to YouTube a cat's fine. Okay, so you say I should count that there are other viewers who does your cat look forward every Thursday? It's like meow, and it's like it's Thursday night. Your dog is under the sofa, and you can't see from this angle. That's all right. We're also, Millie's not here. Maybe if Millie were here, your dog would have more interest. See, stuff for your Rocklahoma concert at the end of August came in. You had a thing on your card mirror and your wristband is your ticket. Cool! It's very exciting. There was a Mother concert in Portland. That was a band that I got obsessed with for a little while early this year. There was a Mother concert. I want to say it was in June. And I found out about it a week after we'd booked a camping trip. And I was like so bummed. I was like, oh. I was all like, oh, they're going to be playing at one of the McMenamins here. That's awesome. And then I looked, it's like, oh wait, we're camping. And it's like, I can't cancel that kind of shit. But then the thing is, we canceled all our camping anyway because of Millie. We couldn't bring her to a concert either. Nana loves gaming lawyer streams. You asked her, she stared blankly at you. That seems like a yes. Yeah. Yeah, I've been through some phases with the music that I'm into. I'm sort of like, what was that other band that sounded like the Munsters and the EB? I got used to doing them too. I can't even remember what they're called. I was so into them for like 3 months. And then I kind of got tired of them. Mother is still in my daily playlist. Ghost Bear. Yeah, it was Ghost Bear. Ghost Bear got burnt out on to the point that they're not on my daily playlist anymore. I have a 3 or 4 hour playlist that I put on shuffle every day, and I take things out and I add things to it over time at a different point. Bear Ghost is no longer on the list. They are on my reserves list. I have a few playlists, and they're still on one of my lists because sometimes I cycle things back in to my active playlist. But and Mother. Yeah, there've been some newer bands that I've cycled in, but nothing that like. I'm trying to think. I don't know if there's anything any of you guys would ever heard of before. And right now we're listening to Bard's music. And I never know if anything that I like is something that other people have even heard of or not. Let's see. There's a band called Roar, like the Lion's Roar. They sound a little bit like, it's a little bit like the Beach Boys, except not at all. And all this stuff is like, these are songs from the soundtrack to the actual game. In the game, it's like one of your characters is a bard, and the bard, it's like D&D, if you've, Brad, you'd know, where the bard has different songs that like buff the party, and each song, when they actually like plays when you play it in the game, it has a different tune. So these are mostly different songs that play that are associated with different like buffs. Let's see, Jasmine Bean. I put a bunch of Jasmine Bean on here. Sir Chloe or Sir Chloe. Yeah, I never heard of this shit, but I found like sometimes I'll find a band and I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna listen to their like, go to their page, and then I'll end up like adding a bunch of their songs to my list. The funny thing is on my list, I barely have any bands that I like that are my all-time favorites. Like, I don't have Pink Floyd, I don't have Rush, all the stuff that Queen, I don't have any of that stuff that are still like my favorite. They're all like basically bands that I've discovered in the last couple of years, with a few exceptions. I've got a few like Radiohead, a couple Radiohead songs that I'd never heard of until the last couple of years that I added in there. So sometimes I'll put bands in that I've known forever, but songs that I only discovered in the last couple of years. My goodness. All right, I might as well get into the game. Why the hell not, right? Hey, look, it's Ethan. Ethan, you're another person that shows up for almost every stream. You don't stay for the whole stream, but you're here for most streams. I was just talking, like, for the most part, it's like most of my streams at this point are Brad and Evie. And then there's other people that pop in. But when I'm feeling run down or having a bad week, I'll be like, if I just stop streaming, how many people would notice? And then I'm like, that Brad and Evie would definitely notice. A little crisis of confidence. I don't know if it's confidence. It's just like when I'm in a bad mood, it's just more like, or if I'm run down, sometimes I'm just tired. I think you guys know this a lot of times too. Like, I'll get out of work and I don't feel like talking and I don't want to stream. I'm just like, I don't want to do it. I'm just tired. I don't want to talk for 3 hours. So that's where I get in these modes. And then so then last week I got the toothache and I got the ear thing and then we got the camping thing coming up. And I'm just like, I'm just going to go ahead and cancel next week too. And that's what I basically canceled 2 weeks in a row at once. And I mean, I literally couldn't do both. I couldn't have streamed last week. I was in bad shape. And I couldn't stream this Thursday. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to stream in the meantime or would find time. But here I am. But yeah, I was like, what if I just stop streaming? That's like those kind of thoughts. When I'm in those moods, those thoughts get in my head. What if I just stop streaming? It's like, would I even have to announce it? Like, if I just stopped, would anyone be like freaking out? And I'm like, yeah, a couple people. I said, at least Brad and Evie would probably be like, what the hell, dude? They'd be like, what the hell? Like, so I'm like, okay, I know I won't just like disappear. You would notice literally immediately. like the first Thursday, if like it passed around to the next calendar day and a Thursday went with complete radio silence, because I don't think I've ever done that before that I can think of. Like, if I end up not streaming on a Thursday, I don't think I've ever been a no-call, no-show in the whole time I've been the gaming lawyer. I don't think that's ever happened. Can you guys recall? Did I ever just not show up without posting or something somewhere? If I didn't stream and didn't say anything on Discord, you'd be very concerned. Yeah, because you got 8 years of precedent saying that's very out of character. So I think that thought last week was just like, it was just because I was in a very crap mood last week because I didn't feel well. And I was feeling particularly like, and like a bunch of people, they don't come in anymore. Where's Josh? Josh doesn't come in anymore. Nick doesn't come in anymore. Oh, I fell asleep and posted after the fact. Well, wait, did I still post? Was it still the stream night that I posted it? Because I feel like I've done that, but like I would have woken up at like 9 and been like, oh shit. And then I post something, but it was still Thursday. Or did I ever like Friday just send, I was like, just crickets, nothing happened on Thursday. And then like a day or two later, just like, oh, by the way, I was sleeping the other night. Jazz only doesn't show up because I consistently ignored him for years. Yeah, but it's a change. I mean, he still used to show up, even though I consistently ignored him. But it's like, why? I guess he had enough. It was still Thursday. You remember? Ethan, is this like? It's notable. It was notable enough that I was like a no-show that people are like, oh yeah, I remember that time when he just didn't show up. But he still posted. It was just a couple hours later. We were all very worried. So, yeah, sometimes I feel like, oh, I'm not even using my green screen anymore. I guess I'm still doing a cam most streams. And there have been times when I had no intention of like, I wasn't thinking, oh, should I stop streaming or whatever? And I just wouldn't go on cam because I felt like a slob for like 6 months in a row. So you may have noticed that I got a new haircut, which is one of the reasons why it's like, all right, I can stream again. My hair was getting pretty gnarly. It got pushed out because of the earache. I didn't want to go like have someone mess with my head while my ear was clogged. It's not good. It's very short. Yeah, this is about as short. It's not always this short, but this is, well, I think they went tight on the sides, like higher up than usual too. Because they don't always go tight. Like they'll usually, a lot of times they'll be like really short along the sides and then it'll kind of like taper up a little bit. I look nice and extremely attractive. Thank you, Brad. I did discover when I went to the doctor the Friday before last that I've gained a little bit of weight back. So, now the thing is, I haven't let myself go completely, but I was exercising pretty vigorously, like 5 times a week. And now it's like, I still exercise about the same amount, but a lot of it, because I have the Fitbit, so it keeps track, right, of like what's considered exercise and how much. But now most of my exercise is walking Millie, which is decidedly less strenuous than playing Beat Saber for 2 hours. So, because Millie is like stopping every 5 feet to like smell dog shit and smell pissed on the grass and stuff like that. We all gained a little over the last few years. Well, I had been gaining over the years. I snowballed quite a bit. So last year I lost like 40 pounds. And I think it's safe to say that from the very lowest weigh-in, because I think right now I'm around 253, would be my guess. It was a few more at the doctor, but it was at the end of the day after I'd been eating, and I was also wearing like pants and shoes and all this other shit. So I had to take a couple pounds off of that. I still haven't weighed. I should weigh at home, because usually when I weigh, the criteria is when I wake up, before I eat or drink anything, and after I've had a chance to like go to the bathroom and, you know, whatever. So it's like under these very like specific conditions. So if I weigh myself like at 6 p.m., I'm going to be probably a couple pounds heavier because if I'm wearing clothes and I've like had 3 meals and that kind of shit. You're registering to vote and will be voting this year due to wanting to make sure I make my vote not go to waste and vote against Trump. This is the first time. Oh my God. Okay. I don't want to get too into it because, you know, one of the few rules I have is no politics. Once in a while, I still talk politics, but good for you for registering to vote and for being interested. That was, for me, the first time I was interested was in my late 20s. Like, I didn't give a shit. And then 9/11 happened. And then I gave a shit about all like the political discourse. At that point, I started paying attention and I started having opinions and feelings about like where I thought things should go. And so sometimes that's what it takes is, you know, although political rhetoric right now is so fucking insane. It's like, I can't even deal with it. That's one reason why I don't want to talk about it a lot of times is because, and I don't know what it is with Elon Musk taking over Twitter. Like, I constantly get fed some of the most disgusting tweets. Like, they're just like the bottom of the barrel, like really extreme, like the people that are just there to just infuriate you. You just try to infuriate people, like shit posting, political shit posting, where you'll see something and just be like, oh, God damn it. Like, I want to argue at my phone, and then I'm like, I'm just going to turn it off. I don't respond to that shit. You look in the comment section, and it's all like fucking bile, like borderline, like fucking whatever. Yeah, just get off Twitter. Well, I don't do much on Twitter, but I still get notifications. So I don't spend much time on Twitter at all, but I still have the notifications on. And that's what happens is the stuff that I get notified of, because it's never people that I follow anymore. I don't get notified if people that I follow post things. I get notified when some like random extreme hard right like troll posts some shit post. And that's what like my phone buzzes and I look down and I go, God damn it. And I'm like, I don't even want to look at it. So sometimes I do just because I want to know what the fuck people are talking about. At least they have some bit of on the radar of what kind of shit is flying around out there, but I don't want to engage with it at all. Without getting into the politics, you're not super thrilled with their options, to be honest. I haven't. Yeah, I'm not super thrilled either. But I don't want to get into the politics too much because I think everyone feels whatever side you're on, you feel like there's a clear side where you're like, well, I'm not excited about this person, but I really still don't want the other side to win. And it sort of becomes, for some people, it becomes about like that they're just voting to like not have the other side win. So it doesn't matter who the candidate is. I mean, the thing is, like, people are batshit crazy, like fanatical about Trump. But I know that there are people who are conservatives who don't feel that way about him, and they still really don't want, like, they still really believe in their conservative values, and so they'll vote for him because he's like wants to please that base, so he's gonna do things that are more in their interests. Twitter's just a channel for the worst people at this point. You'd vote G-Law, even though I once worked to keep the working class down. When did I do that? It would be such a nightmare if I ended up running for public office. Can you imagine if somebody went through how many videos do I have? How many streams and videos do I have now? Let's see, videos. Is there a place where I can see how many? Manage videos. I think it's on my main channel. Doesn't it say like, oh, so many videos? 933 videos, guys. I have 933 videos on my channel. And if you say probably the average of those is 3 hours per video, maybe less because I have some Let's Plays. So let's say, not a lot of Let's Plays though, but let's say to be conservatively, 933 videos, averaging 2 hours per video. That's creeping up on 2,000 hours of me over almost 10 years of me coming on here every week and just blah, 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 blah. And like, I don't talk a lot of politics and I don't talk a lot of stuff, but I'm sure I've said plenty of things that if someone started clipping things that I said, that probably would be offensive to somebody. Like, oh, what about that time he said this thing in 2017? So, but when my Pepperidge Farms remembers the time when my job was denying people's workers' comp, that was never my job. And in fact, what that was medical legal evaluations, and it was for the physicians who wanted to treat the patients. Whoa, look, it's Madros. Madros for 79 months. Madros has been chronicling all the most offensive sound bites on my streams for the past 9 years. This is going to be 9 years in September since I started the Gaming Lawyer channel, and 9 years of streaming in is it October? Can't ever remember if it's October or November when I actually started streaming. Nick's already offended. Because I've never like actually thought about running for office, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of people sometimes they look at what's out there and go, God damn it, I could do a better fucking job. And then I'd be like, okay, well, first off, I have like no qualifications. So I just know like the thought will pop into my head and I'll be like, well, on what basis do I think I would do a better job? And then I think, and once the media machine and the Oppo research team gets to work on me, it'd be a shit show. Hey, look at that with his 82-month flex. 82 months of giving YouTube money. Now I feel bad when I was earlier and I was talking about, I was in a really bad mood last week. And I was like, if I just, because I canceled the stream and then I basically canceled this week's stream too, because I literally can't stream tomorrow. I don't know if I'd be able to fit another one in. But I was in such I was not feeling well. And I was just tired and I was grumpy. And I was like, but barely anyone shows up to my streams anyways. I mean, like, people still show up, but there's a lot of people that pop in and then they leave. And so a lot of stream, I was saying, it's like, there's many streams where for an hour, it's just, you look back at the chat and it's Evie going, ha ha ha, lol, oh yeah. Just like answering, and I'll be like, oh. I mean, and like I said, no offense to Evie, but it's like, oh, there's like, it's like ghost town sometimes. Like, well, there are some people streaming, nobody's there at all. Look who it is. She looked at me like, hey, you. Hey, you. Oh, what are you doing? What was that? What was that? What are you doing? Are you being a goofus? Huh? Are you being a goofus? What did you find? What did you find? Did you find, what is this thing anyways? A little dish rag? So exciting. Whoa. Anything can be an exciting toy when you're a puppy. Yeah. She is like, I didn't take her for a walk today, so she's like really. Oh. Oh. What are you doing, girl? What are you doing, girl? What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. It's a dish rack. Oh, so exciting. Whoop. Okay. I should just Venmo you $5 a month, but I have this little badge. G-Law called me barely anyone. It hurt. I'm trying to avoid giving that perception. And that was the whole point when I kept saying for so much of my streams, like barely anyone's there. But then I'm like, when I asked well, because that's what last week when I was in a glum mood, I wasn't feeling well, and I was like canceled last week and I canceled this week, and I was like, if I just stop streaming, like, would anyone really notice? And then I was like, I thought, well, at least Brad and Evie would probably notice right away, right? And then I was like, and there's a bunch of other people that they might not notice, like the first time exactly when I didn't show up to a Thursday night stream. But they figure out pretty quick, and they probably not be happy about it either. It's too late. That's how you perceive things. You would sit on longer on streams, but kids are tired. You love them, but you crash shortly into the streams most times. No, that's totally fine. No, and that's like, and we were talking about like Joss doesn't show up anymore, and that was like, well, Brad says it's because I ignored him for too many years, and then maybe that's part of it. But Jaws goes through periods in his life where he's just busy for a year. Like his history is just like that. He's out of the country for a year. He's got a job. He's busy as hell, and he'll be busy as hell for like a year or two, and then he'll be like, oh, I changed my job schedule changes, so now I can hang out on the stream sometimes. The music is harpsichord, but barely any bards take harpsichords in a dungeon. That's true. Are harpsichords kind of big? I can't remember which one the harpsichord. Is that like the little piano? It's like got the little piano keys on it? Ryan would be upset if you didn't sit here and talk and not play games. What? They're the same size as pianos? They're not little? Oh, I thought there was like I'm thinking like an accordion, right? I thought it was like an accordion, but like a string version where you could hold it, but it was like whatever. There's a lot of harpsichord music in here. Major said, I just saw that your streams are too late in the day for you to be actively engaged with them. For the most part, you do lurk fairly often. Usually not for the entire thing. No, that's fine. You're here. Yeah, you're still here like almost every stream. So it just was saying when I get like kind of like a bad mood sometimes, and I'll just be like, and I'm tired because you guys, I think all who've been here for a while, you know this about me. That many Thursday nights, I get out of work and I'm tired and I've been talking all day in meetings and I'm in a bad mood. And I'll always be like, I'll come out of work and I'll just like collapse and I'll talk to my wife and be like, I don't feel like streaming tonight. I don't want to talk for 3 hours or whatever. I'm tired. I don't like talking. I don't like people. Like, I'll just be all like Mr. like grumpy introvert out of social steam Thursday nights before my stream, and then I usually have a little chance to rest and eat, and then I'll be like, by about 7:30 or 8, I'm like, okay, I'm up for it. And then I do it, and then I end up enjoying it. But I kind of go through that quite a bit when I'm tired, and I'll be like crabby and out of social energy, and just be like, and I've talked about this in streams sometimes too. Sometimes if I stop and think about like what live streaming is, it's just fucking weird. Like, there's just points where I'll stop and be like, what am I doing? Like, what is this even? What the hell is this? I play a game and like between 2 and 8 people. come and watch me, and they chat, a little text chat. What the hell is this? What? Why do you guys come here? Why do I keep doing it? What is it? And then I'll be like, well, obviously it's because like I kind of have fun doing it, and obviously I would imagine the reason you guys keep coming is because you like have fun being here, and so we all keep doing it. We all keep doing what we do. You play a game and occasionally look at the word "lol" on a screen. There you go. You're frequently crabby. Probably menopause. Is there menopause? Is that a thing? Do men have their own version of it? I don't know. Maybe I'm having that. Now I can't remember. I mean, obviously, they don't have the exact, the same biological things going on as women do, but you know, I'm having a crisis. The bad news is that you've imposed a unilateral contract that requires me to continue. I see a midlife crisis. I don't know. I sort of feel like my midlife crisis started in my late 20s and it just never stopped. Because I think for you to have a midlife crisis, I think you've got to feel like you had your shit sorted out for a while, and then you hit a certain age or you hit a certain like checkpoint in your life, and it throws you off. Well, I guess like for me, like turning 50 was like fucked with my head a little bit. That's like a little midlife crisis when you start thinking about like, wow, I'm definitely closer to the end of my journey than the beginning at this point. Playing all those little weird games. I did buy a Corvette. We got a Hyundai. But the thing is, it's a Hyundai SUV. Very out of character for me getting an it's a black SUV too. And I used to joke anyways. Amanda wasn't so much into it when we first got it. I was like, well, now we have to join the brotherhood, fraternity, sisterhood of the big black SUV, where you got to drive around like an asshole, like cut people off and just act like you own everything. Because that's how I always looked at, like, when I lived in LA, I always thought, like, people that drive black SUVs are assholes. Okay, here you are. Lawyer is secretly a werewolf and is having his time of the month. I guess the full moon is a monthly thing, huh? I was like, wait, do werewolves have a menstrual cycle? Oh, wait, literally, the moon. The full moon. It's just a life crisis. You bet white dudes who have midlife crisis buy Cybertrucks now? Oh, no. Your wife would notice not hearing my streams across the room? Okay, well, I guess that would answer the question of, like, would anyone notice? Literally. Now, I don't know if your wife would shed any tears. Oh my god, CPG. It's not Thursday. I canceled tomorrow's stream. I canceled it last week because we're camping and we're actually leaving tomorrow as soon as I get out of work, which, you know, that makes me a little grumpy. But yeah, and a lot of times when those camping weeks happen, we're just hectic. Like the days leading up to it just end up being kind of hectic. So, but I've been good. Like yesterday and then during work today, I've been doing laundry. I packed my bags. We still got like stuff to do to get ready, but I took the sleeping bags to the laundromat because they don't fit in our washing machine. They're too big. I took the sleeping bags to the laundromat over the weekend when I got my haircut, because there's a laundromat near my haircut place that I go to. So I got my Steam Deck and I started playing Bard's Tale Trilogy on my Steam Deck while I was at the laundromat. That's what prompted me to start playing this game. Werewolves Moon Straight? Hello from the woods of Kentucky. Oh my goodness, what are you doing there? even non-werewolves have menstrual cycles. But wait, if it's a male werewolf, is it still considered? Does menstrual just mean moon? I thought menses or something had to do specifically with a female thing. But I'm Dixie. Yeah, sleeping bags are a pain to watch. And I think this is like almost every year, maybe every couple years, this will happen. Because we have a garage now, and before we had them in storage. So at least having the garage in our apartment complex, it's not right next to an apartment, but it's like you go on all the stairs and you cross the little lane and it's not far. Once every couple years, I'll bring a sleeping bag up to our apartment. And I'll be like, well, maybe we just didn't unzip it all the way. And if we unzip it, there's a way we can fit it into the washing machine and it'll work. And like literally, I can stuff it into the washing machine, but it'd probably fucking break the washing machine if I tried to turn it on. It's jammed so tight in there, it's like, no, I don't even want to try. I'll be liable for this shit if the washing machine explodes. Only female mammals. Well, no, I just suddenly was not sure because the menstrual cycle, don't they say it's like associated with some people think it's associated with the moon? Or is that like a sexist, horrible thing that no one should say? I don't necessarily think it actually is based on the moon, but wasn't that like when they were naming things, deciding what things were called, and they thought there was like, oh, this is a moon thing, so we'll call it the moon cycle. Like let's be more scientific about it. We'll call it the menstrual cycle. A biannual family reunion. Okay, staying at a cabin Airbnb. That's what we're doing this weekend. We're going to a cabin up in the mountains with Amanda's like all of her brothers and her mom and our nieces and nephew and Millie the puppy, who we fully expect is going to be an absolute nightmare to manage on a camping trip. But we'll see. We'll see. It could be a great time. It could be a great time. We'll be working a full day and then driving 4 hours and they rent a cabin, but it's like a small cabin. Like we don't all stay in the cabin. So we still set up like a little camp with our tent and everything else. So we're gonna roll in there and it's gonna be dark. We're gonna be managing Millie as we're setting up a tent in the dark, and we don't even know how she's gonna deal with like us trying to make her sleep in a tent with us. Like we're gonna wake up. She's gonna eat our mattresses. She'll be taking a big shit, like on our. She'll be taking a big shit on our sleeping bags while we don't know what could happen. But we know that she has free access to her potty pads 24/7, and she's not used to having to wait. She doesn't have to wait ever. I mean, she doesn't just go wherever she is. Like she's walking across the room. She's just like shit. But she never has to wait to go to the bathroom, and if she's never learned that as a thing. So that's why I'm like, we got her zipped up in a tent and she's ready to take her 2 a.m. shit and we're sleeping. Is she going to wake us up for that shit? Or she's just going to do it? I don't know. What? Kayaking and flooding limestone mine? Underground? Ziplining? Took a chairlift to the top of a mountain, etc. That's pretty cool. Just boosting the local economy. Okay, I think you're responding to Brad, but I'm trying to keep. Your brother brought their full-blown dog with them. Well, that's the thing is, I think when Millie is grown up, maybe she'll. Although who knows? By the time she's an adult, we may have like completely ruined her, and she'll just be an impossible dog because that's what we created. That's what we trained her to be. An out-of-control dog. But I can't help but think that some of it is just that puppyish, like no emotional control, no, whatever, that makes her part of what makes her difficult at this age. It comes from the word month, which itself comes from moon. Oh, all right. See, that makes sense. It's just gonna get dumped right inside the sleeping bag. Like, so, and we're not even sure what the sleeping arrangement is going to be. We actually bought her like a collapsible canvas crate to bring just for the camping trip. And we were going to set it up because we got a relatively like a roomy tent. It's not huge, not like a house, but it's roomy enough that we could put the crate between our sleeping bags and she would have space to be there, like have her crate. And we'd have a crate that we could put her in. But the problem is with crates is, well, she likes to destroy things. And the nature of this crate would not, it's not like the crates we have for her at home are like metal. She can't ruin them. But this crate, that was like a travel crate that was just whatever. We introduced her to it. And the first thing she did was like, there's like a padding in the bottom. She tore it out. And then she started ripping off the Velcro that secured the padding. And we're like, okay, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. Because her regular crates, we can't put her Kong mattress in there anymore. Because all she wants to do is destroy it. So her crates don't have any padding in it. And she likes it that way. I think it's like cool, so she likes it. But she's constantly trying to chew and destroy everything in her crates. The thing is, it's metal, so she can't really wreck anything in there. So it's like, yeah, have at it, Moo. But the canvas crate, she could wreck the shit out of. Families used to do that. Used to do some people in small cabins and other people camping. Yeah. I mean, one thing that's nice about it is, you know, there's a bathroom. I think there might be an extra bathroom, an at-house bathroom too. So there's bathrooms that we can use, and you have to deal with the rest of the campsite. And it's just like a private thing. So that's one thing that'll be nice is, you know, Millie's like freaks out about cars driving by. And that's one of the reasons why we cancel all of our camping trips is we don't think she could handle. You go to a camping ground, like a busy camping ground, and there's cars driving slowly by constantly. And if she's going to lose her mind going apeshit every time a car drives slowly by our campsite, we're gonna get kicked out of that place. And at the very least, it's gonna be very unpleasant for us and anyone near our campsite. So going to this private place, it's a little bit secluded, where it's like maybe a car will drive by once every 2 hours type of thing. So it's like, okay, not such a big deal. It comes from month and moon. So it's moon twice, double down. Your girlfriend came to a family reunion about 4 months after you started dating, and her introduction was to one of your uncles, was him offering us the advice, save water, shower together. Oh, that's great. It's not embarrassing. 18 and 16? Oh, okay, that's a little, it's a little questionable. I mean, if you're going to shower together, that's like, your kids do what the kids are going to do. It's the uncle suggesting it that's creepy. So, because I had my first real girlfriend when I was 18, and she was 16. She's the one that she brought her ex-boyfriend over that petted my dog, and he surrounded. Anyway, that one. Before all that happened, I was 18, she was 16, and she was my girlfriend, and I brought her to a couple of family gatherings. And that first girlfriend, there was a lot of making out. Like, I was making up for my entire like teen years. And it wasn't, we're at the family gathering, and it wasn't like we were just making out the whole time. We would disappear to a room and make out. And nobody was encouraging that shit. So, now I look back, I'm kind of embarrassed by it. That was 35 years ago. And I look back right now and I'm like, Tringe. We all had that creepy uncle. Maybe I'm the creepy uncle. I don't think so. Could I be the creepy uncle? Sometimes I worry I'm the creepy uncle. But they're like, if you can't identify which of the uncles is the creepy one, it's you. Sarah, you did a lot of making out that trip. That's like 16, 18, that's what happens. Like, I never made out with anyone before I met this girl. So you better bet 3 months to 4 months into a relationship with my first girlfriend that I ever made out with. And it was so tightly controlled, like how often I could see her and when I could see her, whatever. I think the parents being restrictive the way that they were was in some ways like made it so like every chance that we could find an opportunity to make out, we would do it. That was like, she was from a super churchy family. You had a making out incident as well, and you two remain ashamed. I remember my aunt who was originally, as a young adult, was going to become a nun. Like, that was her plan, and she was already like on that track, and she changed her mind at the last minute, but still very like devout Catholic her whole life. I remember her telling us to leave room for the Holy Spirit. Turns out that we all do things that we're embarrassed by in hindsight. Yeah, you go. You had to find the opportunities to sneak them in. That's right. She was churchy. I won't lie, Brad. She was fucking nuts, dude. She was one of the most physically aggressive people I ever dated. So, yeah. So now I'm thinking, there's stuff I haven't thought about in a while. Just like the way that she was like I think the first time we were ever making out, she starts like grinding on me, like dry humping me. And I'm like, what is this shit? Like, I didn't know that's part of what you do when you kiss. Especially for someone to the first thing out of her mouth is, I'm saving myself for marriage. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. 30 seconds later, like, she's rubbing her crotch against the... What are you doing? What are you doing? Anyway, enjoy camping. Indigo wander off. All right, don't get attacked by too many bears. There are bears out there. We've been talking about that. No, I used to have like food that I would bring in a tent with us, and pretty much Amanda's like said like, no more of that shit. No more. I called them tent provisions. So if I wake up in the middle of the night and I need a snack, so I don't have to leave. I could just like reach into my bag, not my suitcase. The hell is it? It's my duffel bag, and there's like a baggie in there with some, Cheez-Its or something, some beef jerky. Oh no, the cat is vomiting. Do you think that's a statement on your cat, how much your cat is enjoying watching the Gaming Lawyer stream? She's saving herself for marriage and your marriage. Well, that was also one of the things that she said. When I first met her, she was 15. And then shortly thereafter, she turned 16. But one of the first things she said is, 3 guys have already proposed to me. Like, she said it like bragging. Should have known from the start. She's fucking bad. She's fucked up. 3 guys have already proposed to me. I'm like, well, where the fuck are they? Obviously, that didn't work out so well. But I could see if she's grinding her crotch in front of everybody, at the same time she's saying, I'm saving myself for marriage. And she's like, they're going to be like, let's get married. Okay. See, this is the kind of shit that if I ever run for president, it's going to be blasted all over CNN and Fox 24/7. This is why I will never run for public office. She throws up when she loves content. Oh my god. Okay. Good times. Good times. I can only imagine what Ethan's wife is thinking right now. If he's still watching and she's still listening. What is Ethan's wife thinking right? She's sitting across the room. That's right. We're having a great time streaming. Yeah, sure I am. And this is feeling like the golden age of streaming. Like by the end of the stream, I'm not gonna have like a high viewer count, but like a ton of people that I love have shown up in the stream and I'm having a really good time. So it's a good reminder if I hit those bad weeks where I'm like, if I just stop, would it really matter? You're like, yeah. You work at home, so you need the social experience. It's actually not a terrible point, Brad. He's still watching, listening. Okay. What did your wife think about the whole grinding marry me scenario? Was she listening? Was she listening to that? Sorry. Just now I'm feeling embarrassed. I'm feeling embarrassed. And that's when Brad's cat puked in the middle of that, too. Probably commentary about my content. You've had some pretty good one-liners. That's true. This has been an A+ chef's kiss of a stream. So it's Wednesday, so we got McDonald's instead of Taco Bell. We weren't going to get anything, but Amanda's had a rough week, and she had to go to the office today because she's off tomorrow. So this was her Friday, basically. So, yeah. But I think we got Taco Bell twice last week. We got it Thursday, and then we got a wild bug up our butts over the weekend and wanted to get it again. So we were due for something else. We're trying to figure out why her laptop wasn't charging, so she totally missed it. Oh. Probably for the best. Probably for the best. You've been eating some Taco Bell and you blame me? Well, that makes me feel good to know that you've had Taco Bell. And that you at least, you say blame, but I say inspire. That I inspired you to have Taco Bell. It should be legally actionable that I introduced you to the bonus burrito. Brad, did you get bonus burritos? Oh my god, the beanie cheesy burritos, they're on the value menu, they're cheap. Bonus burritos, baby. It's economically responsible. You gotta get those bonus burritos, man. Let's see, the last time over the weekend I mixed it up a little bit. Because usually I get a Mexican pizza combo. It's a Mexican pizza and 2 hard tacos supremes and a drink. And 2 bonus burritos. But this time, I didn't do a combo. I got the Mexican pizza a la carte. They had these cheesy jalapeno ranch fries. I was like, well, shit. Of course I gotta try that. But I didn't know how substantial that was going to be. So I got that and 3 bonus burritos. Just living a high life. The problem with Taco Bell in China is the variety of burritos is relatively limited. I'd be curious to see how different the menu looks in China. But, because I imagine well, it's hard to say because I know the menus, even like McDonald's and stuff. Like, I think a McDonald's anywhere is going to have a Big Mac, but aside from that, who knows? Anything goes. They don't even have Mexican pizza. But that doesn't surprise me a whole lot because Mexican pizza were phased out here for several years. So I've learned that Mexican pizza, there's no guarantees that there will be Mexican pizza. So, also, who knows? Maybe they just thought like, oh, this is not gonna fly here in China. We did the focus groups, and Mexican pizza in China. It's just it's just people go cross-eyed. They can't handle it. It's an American Mexican pizza. No, sorry, too much. Because pizza's Italian, you know. It's confusing. Why don't you just call it some sort of a cheesy double-decker flour tostada or some shit like that? Really different, way more corn. Okay, interesting. Like corn tortillas? Like soft corn tortillas? Taco Bell doesn't even do that. Or you just mean like corn off the cob mixed into shit? Literal corn. They have corn on the cob? That'd be fun. They have corn in their tacos? And all their burritos. I'm trying to think. Does Taco Bell have corn? And Taco Bell in America have corn in anything? I'm trying to think if they have corn in anything. I can't think offhand. It wouldn't blow my mind, but I can't think offhand of Taco Bell having corn in anything. The thing is if it's not something that I order habitually, I'm likely to not remember it. So. What's elote? Elote? I don't know what that is. So probably that means we don't have it. I have to look it up. Elote. I can't even, when I Google elote Taco Bell, I get a bunch of pictures of Taco Bell, but no product. I've never heard of that term in my life. Or if I have, it's been something I've seen plastered on signs that I've disregarded because I didn't know what it was. Nope, I can't even find it. I cannot find elote associated with Taco Bell on Google at all. Oh, wait. So no one is claiming that Taco Bell has it? Okay. Then I guess I just totally... Surprise, surprise! Totally didn't understand what people were talking about in chat. I know, it's rare. Does elote have corn in it? I'm laughing because I know I'm saying it wrong. If it's Spanish, it's probably elote, right? Is it elote? What is elote? Commonly called Mexican street corn. Oh! Then yeah, I've seen that. I just didn't know what it was called. Grilled corn smothered in a creamy mayo sauce topped with chili. No, that's way too authentic. That's way too authentic to be at an actual Taco Bell. Yeah. Is that what Brad said? It's an American, so they wouldn't have it? That's right. They don't have it because Taco Bell's not actual Mexican food, or elotes is not, because I think Taco Bell is actual Mexican food. That's what the AI results have returned. The snippet that the AI from Google said, elote, commonly called Mexican street corn, is grilled corn smothered in creamy mayo sauce and topped with chile powder, cheese, and lime. Serve it as a snack or side dish for summer barbecues and potlucks. And that is from tastebetterfromscratch.com. Is there a Wikipedia I can look up? God, I keep seeing all over the place, all these different sites. We'll say, like, one says Mexican street corn, and then in parentheses, elote. Another one says elote, in parentheses, grilled Mexican street corn. So, apparently, it is a thing that is they call that. Maybe not in China. I would accuse you of being out of touch, Brad, but I didn't know what the fuck it was until 5 minutes ago. But I did know what Mexican street corn was. I've seen that shit around. I probably had that before. All right. Let's see. How long have I been streaming? An hour and 22 minutes? Yeah, maybe I'll play a little game now. Are you guys tired? I did actually put like 3 or 4 different Bard's Tale songs into this background video so that you wouldn't have a 90-second loop that would drive you nuts. So I hope you guys appreciate that even though this music sounds all samey. Oh, wait. What do we got here? Look who's there. She's got her bully stick. They all sound the same. They're not. But they sound the same-ish. They definitely sound the same. Like, similar.
45 seconds of gameplay.
So, Brad, let me ask you. How do you feel about me playing the Bard's Tale trilogy? Because that's one of those questions that I always want to know. What's Brad gonna think? I know you like some, like, old, when I play old archaic shit, that it pleases you. But I also know a lot of times I think, I bet Brad will like this, and then I start playing it, and you hate. You're like, oh, what is this shit? Let's see. It's the Hawk Company, and that's the original cover art. It only lasts for a second. You're glad I'm not playing the more modern Bard's Tale game? They decided to be ironic, and it wasn't for me. Well, here's the thing, is they had that isometric one, which is just like a goofy, like a goof on it. But then there's the Bard's Tale 4, the one that came with in Humble a couple years ago. And that's actually a serious successor. And I actually played a bit of that, and I thought it was pretty good. To be honest, like, I feel like it was a real, like, it's an evolution of the exact of this game, and in some ways probably a lot more accessible. So let's see, we got our Halcor, our half orc warrior, named after one of my D&D guys that I play with. Goodwin, you guys probably heard that name floating around. Didn't I have a Goodwin floating around in a campaign I played with you guys? Can't remember. Lore wise, in my little D&D world, Goodwin is an NPC that I created, but Goodwin is Gundren Rockseeker's cousin, one of his cousins. And of course, there's a Strom. He's actually like a hunter guy, but crits. He specializes in crits and stuff. So I thought, oh, this guy looks assassin-y. There's not a lot of portraits to choose from. Then there's, case in point, Bandrick is the male hobbit bard. And now there aren't enough portraits to find a hobbit bard. So I just found a bard. I don't think there were any pictures of hobbits at all anywhere. And then there's Mandra, which is, it's just been because I've got to have my lady with me. Let's see. She's kind of like, she's a magician, which is mostly like a wizard. She does some buffs and she has some good nukes and stuff. And then there's Thandros, who's also kind of like a wizard. He's got a couple more healing, like more potent healing. He has a bunch of different spells, but he has does the most healing. What happened to her arms? That's a good question. Do you think they're under there, like she's got her arms folded under her robe? Because now that you mention it, it does look like they just either didn't finish the drawing or she didn't have any. It's a good point. But let's see. Can I change? I think there was an option to change. Choose a new portrait. So here's all the options. There's male warrior, female warrior, male paladin, female paladin, male rogue, female rogue, male bard, female bard, male hunter, female hunter. And all the male ones of these first ones are like the modern adapted from the original game. I don't think they had female portraits in the original game, at least not Bard's Tale 1. This collection is Bard's Tale 1, 2, and 3. So there's let's see, male monk, female monk. She looks kind of like Tasselhoff from Dragonlance. There's a male conjurer, female conjurer, male magician, female magician, male sorcerer, female sorcerer, male wizard, female wizard. I guess we could have had this one be her. Actually, I like this portrait better. I think I'm going to do that. There's male archmage and female archmage. Warrior barbarian, experienced paladin, sneaky rogue, virtuoso bard, deadly hunter. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of portraits, but not like if you have a specific thing that you want, you're probably not going to find it. There's thief, old man. Like, why would you choose this? What character is this? Like, oh yeah, this is gonna be my guy. The art in this version is interesting / bad. That's fair. Giant. Well, a lot of it is not. Some of it I think is original, but they try to do it in keeping with the original style. So let's see. Cloud Giant, Witch, and some of them are literally they were never meant to be character classes. They're adapted from like monster portraits. Witch, Mercenary, Cranbow. I don't even know who that is, but apparently if you really like Cranbow, you can have him as your portrait. His Bartail would start back in my day. Ow, my back! Air Giant, Hobgoblin, which this is not what I think of hobgoblins when I think of this. Guard, and then there's Guard Bald. So it's interesting with the severely limited number of portraits that they bothered to have two exact portraits that the only difference is one of them has a bald spot. There's a gnome warrior. What's there snot coming out of his nose for? Like, I guess you could maybe have this double for a hobbit, if maybe. Here's an elder, shade giant, warrior, undead thief. Now these are not like all classes that you can play. These are just portraits. Priestess. And then here's sorceress. That's what I chose for her. But you know what? Now that I look through it, I think I like that other one better. Where was that one? Conjurer? No. further up. There she is. This one's got arms. Hey. Just settle down. Don't do that, you silly goofus. She's trying to bury her bully stick. And by bury, I mean just scratching incessantly into my sheets. Thinking that somehow... Oh, I hope to God that... my mattress is not cheap. If she actually succeeds in digging a hole into it, I'd be very upset. That's exactly the kind of shit she's gonna end up doing to our camping pads. To just those things will not hold up to that kind of activity. So, and I thought about I could do a whole thing where I could rename everybody. Let's see, Halcor. Is rename here? Yeah, rename a party member and choose a new portrait. Or I'd be like, oh, we could rename everyone after you guys. But now that I'm thinking about it, that sounds like a pain in the ass. If I really was going to stream this for serious, for like the next 6 months, because you can take your characters from Bard's Tale 1 to Bard's Tale 2 and into Bard's Tale 3, I think. You can take them through. And maybe if I stream it a second time, I'll consider spending time doing something like that. So, stream this for the next 6 months. Would that please you, Brad? Let's see. He could use a little alcohol. Let's see. Do we have anything to sell? Identify an item. Sell an item. Yeah, we got some shits to sell. Staff. Gauntlet, robes. I don't know about these green warrior robes. I think I'm going to hold on to those. I got those like in a special room. There's not a lot of story in this game, but there was one room where we walked in and it says, there's a bunch of guards. They yell intruder and attack. And then when we killed them, I made a big point of saying they dropped a bunch of green robes. And then it says one by one, each party member, Halcor picks up a green warrior robe. Goodwin picks up a green warrior. And that's not how they normally do loot, which made me think it was significant somehow. Now, unfortunately, I think Bandrick was dead at that point. So I don't think Bandrick got a robe. So we're short. Maybe we got a robe. Now I'm going to check. Longbow on the halberd. So, Mandra, the two wizards made use of the robes. Everyone else, okay, so I do have enough robes for everybody. I have a feeling if I put the robes on everybody, maybe. Hey, cut it out. She's digging again. Don't be a rambunctious. This is what happens. If I don't walk her, she gets a little crazy. All right. Our spell points are kind of low. Thandros has been doing a lot of healing. Now, one thing, when you're out in the streets like this, even though it's sort of turn-based, time is passing at all points. When you're actually in combat, time doesn't pass. It's like truly turn-based. I'm actually at the point now where I know my way around the city a little bit too. Identify magic items. Okay, just want to make sure. So these regenerate slowly over time, or you can pay a guy to get them back all at once. I think I'm going to do that for, and it's not cheap either. I'm going to do that for Thandros because we burned through. He needs his energy points. Check for Mexican street corn. I'm sure they have it. They said it was a Mexican street food, but I think what they meant to say was a medieval fair. Every Ren fair. Hey, Chevy guy. How's it going? All right, let me do my hold on. I do a hawk pre-dungeon save. We'll go in the dungeon. Do I still have light? I have no light. So let's see. Thandros. He has a lot of utility spells. Spell list. There's a few new spells. I can't even remember what he's got. That's pretty good. Greater Revelation. This is like a... So he's got Mage Flame, which just has a little bit of a light. Then he's got Lesser Revelation, which is a brighter light and reveals secret doors. And that's for 5 magic points. And then for 7 magic points is Greater Revelation. It illuminates a wider area. And I think that's worth it. I'm going to do that. All right. And I should get a bard song going too. So you can have one bard song going as you're going through the world. And then when you're in combat, you can cast more. But the ones you cast in combat end when combat ends. So here's a song list. So there's like one that says, while traveling, it will heal the bard's wounds. And during combat, it heals the whole party's wounds. I can't imagine it heals a whole lot, but... because combats often don't last that long. There's this one increases damage people do in combat. This one increases protection against spells. This one produces light when exploring and increases party's chance of hitting a foe with a weapon. So the one I use as my default is it makes the members of your party more dexterous and agile and more difficult to hit. So you'll see this is AC just like in old original AD&D. The lower it is, the better. So -1 is the best AC in my group. This is very heavily based in D&D. A lot of the mechanics and some of these older RPGs. I'd say the last one is soothe your savage foes, making them do less damage. So there's a bunch of different things. This is the one it's nice to have on all the time. And when you're in combat, let me know if that's too loud. I think it should be all right. When you're in actual combat, you could cast that same one over again multiple times, and each time you cast another layer of the song, it accumulates your AC, so you get like an insane AC. The reason I like this one the best is because I think it does a respectable job at minimizing the amount that your entire party gets hit, which I think is nice. They still get hit though. And the reason I keep going to the character screens is because as long as I'm just sitting here like this, shit can happen. Now, I've been exploring this dungeon a bit. It's been rough going. And there's all these little areas that are marked off. Monsters lurk here. Monsters. Trap. Monsters. These are areas that, in the dungeon at least, are consistent. If you go back in these squares, you'll get attacked by a group of monsters. If you step into this square, you'll be hit with a trap. And then there are additionally just random encounters that can happen anywhere as time passes. But yeah, I kind of wish it was time only passed when you moved. Especially when I'm streaming. Let's see, so I went up here and it was too badass for me. So I've been exploring these side passages. Let's see. This is where we encountered 6 warriors dressed in bright green robes. They screamed intruders and attacked us. On defeating the warriors, we each took the robes. Maybe I should... I'm gonna do a main save. This is gonna completely... This is gonna completely bork our armor classes. But, let's see, he has -4 now. Now he's got -1. I guess it's not awful. Warrior robe. Warrior robe. Now I'm curious to see if we're wearing the robes, if the stuff in combat still attacks us. Oh wait, what's this last thing? Without a compass, we're disoriented. So we cannot... I was just noticing the mini-map keeps shifting depending on the direction I'm looking at. And here it doesn't say which direction we're pointing. Still navigable, but Thandros actually has a spell for this. It's Akil's Magic Compass. So now there's a little arrow there, and now we can see which way we're facing. And the map doesn't change every time we turn. The orc looks like you. Now see, this is one of the character portraits that I chose for my hunter. Because I thought he looked more badass, but it's also, these are bad guy ninjas. So there's 7 ninjas and 1 wizard. All right, so we can fight bravely or run away. We're going to fight bravely. And the warriors, front line is just going to attack. We're all going to... Actually, you know what? Halcor should attack the wizard. Attack. Everyone else attack the ninjas. You know what? We'll have 2 people attack the wizard, because wizards are bad fucking news. Let's give another layer of AC since we just borked everyone's AC. And this is just the plan for what we're going to do. Like, we're planning what everyone's going to do. And then you actually, like, execute it, and it all sort of happens in the order that it happens. And Mandra... I think we're going to have her do Dragon's Breath on the ninjas. This might actually take out all the ninjas. And Thandros, since we now use so many of his spell points now to just heal our people, especially in this dungeon, I'm just going to have him defend until he's needed to heal somebody. And then it'll give you, use these attack commands, and it says what everyone's doing, and then you can confirm or you can go back and change it. Oh, that Dragon Breath is really taking out all those ninjas. Wow. Okay. So that went pretty swimmingly. There's a trap in the chest. Gas cloud. Well, Thandros has just got like all the useful shit. Thandros has a 2 spell point spell that disarms traps. That's why I can get away with not having a thief, or I think it's called a rogue. Finds a Kale's axe. What is a Kale's axe? I have to look into that. All right. That's better than the halberd. Let me see if it's compared to Halcor. Halcor's sort of like our main fighter, dude. All right. Oh, he's already got Kale's axe. So you know what? I think for we'll give Goodwin the second Kale's axe. It's pretty sweet. Okay. Oh, I was like, why do we have this plate armor? It's because we swapped out into the I'm gonna go back to that guard room and see what happens when we walk in with these robes on. Now, first, do we get attacked here? Yeah, they still... So far, I thought maybe putting these robes on, like if we walked around in them, maybe the monsters would be like, oh, it's the guards. Don't attack them. But so far, that's not happening. At least with the rank and file monsters. All right. I think this guy can go down pretty... He's going to get 1 hit in, and it's going to hit pretty hard, but nothing... We don't need to do anything special. We can't really avoid that. So we're just going to do attacks. and no magic. See, Gollum slammed Bandrick for 29 points. So there we go already. All right, but Gollum's dead. There's another trap on this one. Disarmed. All right, 512 experience points for each character and 144 gold. Okay. And now it's time for Thandros to whip out his heavy heals. So, Mandra has one heal spell, which was great when everyone only had 20 hit points, when they were level 1 or 15 hit points or whatever. And she was the only one that had, this like a level 1 heal. She was the only one that could heal for the first couple levels. And it's quick fix and automatically does 8 points of damage, or 8 points of healing. But Thandros, starting a few levels in, whoops, got Word of Healing, which does 4 to 16, which could be less, but potentially twice as much as the other one, for just an extra hit point. And then he got Flesh Restore, which for 1 point more, does 10 to 40 points of damage. And when monsters are all hitting for like 30 to 50 points of damage in this place, this actually is I end up using this a lot, because it just is the best economy of spell points. You think I'm really good at this, Brad? Thank you. Am I over-explaining? I know sometimes I over-explain. At least in MMOs, I apparently do. So we're going to do a Flesh Restore on Bandrick. And now he's at 102, so I think we'll do, I'll have her do a quick fix, and that'll get him close to full. Alright. I should trust my audience more. Wait, what's A? Anti-magic, anti-magic. Alright, so all of my magic's gonna stop when I walk into this stuff. Including my light, my magic light. Does he still have a lamp? I'm gonna have to invest in more lamps. Because anti-magic fields don't get rid of the lamps. Alright, before you stand 6 warriors dressed in bright green. Intruders, they scream, as they run toward you with drawn swords. Well, wait, hold on, I put on the robes! This is bullshit. Three berserkers and 3 berserkers. It'd be better if it was just 6 berserkers, because each group, when you have area attack spells, you only attack by group, not the whole battlefield. So, all right, we're gonna fight bravely. You know what? Let's do defend, defend, defend. No. Did I say attack? We're going to start over. No, start over. We're going to go defend, defend, defend. Bandrick is going to give us another layer of dexterity. And then we're just going to go heavy guns blazing from our casters with their area spells. Mandra is going with, what's her big boom? Single target, Dragon Breath. On Group A. And Thandros, Shocking Sphere, does 10 to 50 points on Group B. Yes. Ouch, that's hurting. They're all getting hurt really bad. Strom is almost dead. All right. This is a very precarious situation. All right, so Halcor is going to attack Group A. Goodwin will attack Group B. Strom will attack Group B. Bandrick will attack Group A. And these two are both going to heal Strom. Cast. She can only do 8 points, but it's worth it. Strom and Thandros is going to do his flesh restore on Strom. The Berserkers are real bears. Yeah. Is anyone dead? And you can scroll up and see. You can set these. I had this set to go a little bit slower, but then it was too slow sometimes, and I started getting impatient. So, but now it's like I can't keep up with it in real time as they're going. You can make it slow enough so that these things, like, you can actually keep up as they're being printed out, though. All right. All right, everyone's still alive. It says no one is able to detect any traps, but you know what? There's still going to be a goddamn trap. So, each character receives 2560 experience points for valor and battle knowledge. The party receives 609 gold. Party fights an ogre figurine. And the figurines are like, I think, one-time use summons, where you can summon an ogre. There are piles of bright green robes here. Green warrior robes have been added to the inventory. Oh, I guess everyone's gonna grab one now. Alright, hold on. Time to do some heavy healing. Let's see, there's some hurdy boys here. Goodwin hurt pretty bad. Thandros, let's see, flesh restore. Bandrick hurt pretty bad. Strom hurt pretty bad. Strom still hurt pretty bad. Still hurt pretty bad. They really did a number on Strom. Alright, Bandrick. Who could benefit from 8 points? Bandrick could benefit from 8 points. Both of these guys, well, can they use a full? No, she's burning 3 points too, but you can see after just this combat, he's down to 19 points. And these don't I don't think these regenerate in the dungeon. Or we're just going to leave it as it is. Oh, and of course we've got... I'm gonna skip the, I'm gonna do Lesser Revelation. And... should I do the Compass spell? Yeah, wait, hold on. I'm burning through all my spell points. But that one's like a cheap one. It's a three-pointer. I'm down to 11 magic points. But if there's secret doors in here, I want to be able to spot them. There's nothing else in this room. That's disappointing. Let's see, monsters lurk here, and there was a trap there. Ouch. All right, I think it might, since we've had to come all the way back out to the main room. I think this is justification to run back out of the dungeon and like reset. Gonna top off everyone's health in the temple. Heal the whole party for 195. Yeah. I don't know if you guys hear that. Did you hear the chanting? There's a big Easter egg there. I won't spoil it yet. If anyone heard the chanting that the monks did, did you get the reference, Brad? It's from a fairly famous reference. No, wrong one. All right, I'm gonna stop that now. Now do you recognize the reference?
45 seconds of gameplay.
Yeah, so when you get healing, they do that last part. Da, 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 da. All right, I think we could also. I could just dick around the town until this regenerates. Maybe that'd be worth doing. That's a pain in the ass though, but it's gonna be a lot of money. Let me see. I got 5,500 gold. I'm gonna end up spending all my gold regenerating spell points at this rate. How much would it cost for all of them? 900 gold. That's a lot. I don't have that kind of money laying around. Okay, maybe I can do some other things in town. First, do I have anything to identify? No. I probably have a few things to sell. Just trying to like kill some time so it can regenerate some magic points. So we don't need to have all these extra green warrior robes. We don't need that halberd anymore. We don't need this scale armor. Wait. Yeah, we do. I think scale armor is Bandrick's regular armor. Yeah, because he can't wear plate. Okay. I don't have... I mean, I literally can afford it, but if, like, every time I take 10 steps in the dungeon, I'm spending 1,000 gold to get my magic points back, I can't afford that shit. Alright. We'll stop by a tavern to have a drink. That's how you get one song per spell level. So he should have a total of 9. And he recharges by having drinks. Drinks are relatively cheap. Let's see. We'll give him... Now he had 3, so he has 6 to recharge. I don't know if there's a correlation here. So I'm going to do... I think he had 3. I'm going to get the 4 gold mead. And I'm curious, is this for roleplay, like it completely replenishes, or if it like depends, each one replenishes differently. This I haven't figured out yet, so I'm about to learn right now. Nope. Even the cheaper one got him back up to all 9. See, they should have some kind of a special, like a whiskey shot for the magic users or something, where they're like, hey, it's 2 gold and you get all your spell points back. Getting his songs back is easy. And in fact, you carry wine around. When I'm in town, I go to the taverns, I go to the inn to buy it, but these wine skins, all he's got to do is chug 1 serving of wine and it replenishes all of his songs. So he's good to go for songs. Maybe I should just make a group full of fucking bards. It's more economical. Let's see, there are a couple other places I haven't been. I don't know if I'm supposed to go there yet. There's something down in this corner. Maybe I'll open those out. So the areas are blocked off by these big statues. A stone giant guards the gate. We're gonna fight bravely. Let's do attack. Bandrick can do a Why are we still wearing those robes right now? Alright, that was a bad move. And then these two, I think we're just gonna have them hang out. Keep replenishing those spell points. Because with all these guys attacking, it might be enough. Oh my god. Okay, so it says Strom slashes a stone giant. It hits for 4 points of damage, killing him. That stone giant would have had a lot more than 4 hit points of damage, but hunters, that's Strom's class. Hunters can crit. And I think in this game, a crit is just an insta-kill. So that's what happened. He has the highest dexterity, so he got in there before the monster had a chance to act and one-shotted him. That's kind of cool. That doesn't happen too often. Alright, I think there was another monster over here. Stone giant, attack it. Fight bravely. Boom, boom. Yeah. Wait, everyone just attack. Defend, defend. Okay, Goodwin took 14 points of damage. Yeah, that's fine. So that guy wasn't too tough. So now I can get into this little area of the city that I haven't been able to access before. What's in here? Just a little itty bitty corner. Empty house. The home of Longinus? What? Sounds like a disease. Longinus the Mad. Who's that? Talk to him. Mengar the Dark is but the first. Thrice more will come to Caith the Cursed. I think Mengar the Dark, like, there's a very basic story, and it's like a wizard is in a castle and you have to defeat it. The home, I'll keep talking. Summer follows winter. Darkness follows day. Singing follows sorrow. As they stride through Scarabray. That's the name of the town. I don't know if this is information that's supposed to be helpful for me. Oh, I just realized you guys can't even see you guys can't even see the health, like how beat up my characters have been getting. Because my portrait's covering it up. Here, I'm gonna fix that. Here, let's move this over here. Or shrink this just a little bit. Are we better up here? Let's see, what's a non-critical place to put my portrait. I'll put it up here. How's that? Or do you want to? Yeah, that's better. It's not covering anything up. And then just to make it look more natural, I feel like the portrait looks like I'm looking in the wrong direction now. Do I have the thing where I can make me look the other way? Oh, not in this mode. I can't. Oh well, we'll just have to live with it. Hey, look, it's Millie. You gonna try and bury that bully stick again? Yeah. How you doing, Millie? How you doing, sweet girl? How's that bully stick? Is it delicious? Yeah. You're being remarkably well behaved for someone that did not get your evening walk or a vigorous evening play session. Please don't say what like what. I've said a lot of things, Brad. Longinus. Well, how do you... Longinus? How am I supposed to say it? He punched me right in the Longinus. Is that... Alright, let's see what else if I talk to him more. Is that all he has these two things to say? Twice the Lesterday will come for Caith. Once for gold and once for faith. I'm not sure what the Caith is. Alright, I think that's all he's got to say. Oh, as I leave, he says, he looks away and mumbles, "Go then. If you were even here, for I was not." He's an interesting fellow. And the other house is empty? Yeah. So this whole area in the corner here was blocked off, and the only thing that was here that we couldn't access before was Longinus. It was Longinus, Brad. Let's see. Let's do a little, Mander can do a little bit of a heal. Spell list, quick fix. On Goodwin. And we'll just we'll top him off. Spell list, quick fix, Goodwin. And while I'm still remembering it, maybe it's time to everyone put their armor back on. There's a certain spot in the main dungeon where I'm thinking maybe we put it back on. But clearly it's not the free pass that I thought it was going to be. Or that I thought it might be in that dungeon. It's definitely not helping me walk around town to this stuff. My spell points are kind of going up. Like, Thandros is up to 38. That's not terrible. Let's see, there's another closed off area over here. Because it suddenly occurred to me, maybe the castle's so hard because I wasn't supposed to go there yet. I was supposed to look at other shit first. But I think the castle is where I was supposed to go. An ogre lord? Alright, hold on. Let's save first. We're gonna do a hawk main. You face death itself in the form of one ogre lord. Well, that doesn't sound... not confidence inspiring. What's the matter, Millie? Why are you being such a... She's like whining. Did the bully stick hurt your teeth? Yeah. Sometimes she chews the bully stick until her teeth hurt, and then she gets mad at it. Yeah. Good girl. You getting tired too? It's getting a little late for you, isn't it? Usually I don't have all these lights on, and I'm not doing a whole bunch of talking. It's usually when she's gonna go to sleep. maybe go to sleep now. She looks like she's ready. Yeah, you can go to sleep. Okay, attack foes, attack foe, attack foe. Bandrick. What do I think an Ogre Lord is going to do? Bard Song. Here, let's... Let's do so everyone does more damage. And then, I think Mandra and Thandros, we just have them sit this one out. Mandra, we could maybe have her cast a spell. She's almost topped off. Giant Strength. It will turn an enemy to stone, but won't affect a creature already made of stone. But does that help us to turn it into stone? Does that mean we win? I'm kind of curious. I'm going to cast it, see what happens. And Thandros will just defend. I don't know what effect that had. She casted the spell at him. Oh, it ended. That did end the combat. All right. So is that turning someone to stone? Is that an I win button? Uh-oh. I think Millie's having a little bit of a meltdown. Hold on. I knew it was too good to be true that she was just going to lay here and go to sleep. No, wrong one.
seconds of gameplay.
All right, so I'm hoping that she's like amped up right now. So we just gave her a relaxation chew. It's not the tranquilizers. We still have some left over from when she had surgery, but it's like these chews. You get them to have like melatonin and I don't know, herbal relaxation things that seem to kind of work. So we just gave her one of those. And but she's like really like she was laying there and all of a sudden like well first she barked at her bully stick and then she lay there with her head down. And then she ran in there and she was barking. She's doing the thing where she barks at her water bowl. And if left unchecked, she will flip the water bowl over and like throw it all over the room and just freak out. And so when I went out, Amanda was out there like intervening with that. And then I gave her a relaxation chew. And when afterwards, when I went down to pet her, she snapped at me to bite me. And it wasn't a mean bite. It's her thing where she still thinks it's cool to play Let's Try to Bite Papa, the game. So it's a good-natured, not angry bite. It's a playful bite, but it's what happens when she gets really amped up and she's feeling like she's like super playful. Anytime you try and touch her, that's what I'm worried about is like if a niece or nephew tries to touch her when she's feeling super playful and she's going to be like, hey, yeah, let's do the thing where I try and bite you. Like, I don't know. That could, if she pulls that on the wrong person, we could have some problems. She never bites to hurt though. It doesn't ever like hurt, but you know, someone that doesn't know her MO gets bit by a dog. All right, let me get back into the game. Yeah. Maybe she'll calm down now. You found that Skyrim music was a relief after all the harpsichord? It is a rather aggressive amount of harpsichord, isn't it? I wonder if I can mod this game to have other music. That's actually kind of an interesting thing. Say, Bard's Tale Trilogy music mod. There seems like there may be some mods floating around. But I don't know. I'm not going to mess with it right now. But it is like, it does get a little grating. I'm not going to lie. I like it, but when you hear the same 35-second tune for 150 hours or however long this game is, it's like... I guess I could turn the music off. Let me see. Settings. Audio. Music. What could I do instead? Here, I don't even know what this is going to be. It's copyright-free fantasy music. If it starts getting irritating, we'll, it's just a random, like, playlist I found on YouTube. But I'm not gonna lie. It does that as soon as you brought it up, I'm like, it is actually getting on my nerves now that you mentioned it. It's a lot. It's sort of filling in the map. You go into everything. Hey, you found a lamp. Good deal. Yeah, we'll give Halcor. Put a lamp in his inventory. Alright, some of these things are already considered scouted because if you go in the building from the other side, it's considered already, like you've been in there already. Even though you can't go through the building. So everything along this wall along here is considered take. We'll get back to this guy. Chainmail. Unless it's magical or special, we've already got all the best armor. Hey, there's spiders in here. All right, we're gonna fight, and we're just gonna attack them. Attack, 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 attack. And you know what? Mandra's almost topped off. Let's do one of her lower level area spells. Star Flare. I guess it's not really lower level. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. These things don't have very much hit points. Alright. I mean, it took care of it, but... Alright, that's a little bit... It's a little noisy. Is that music super loud? Alright, hold on. A little adjustment here. Hey, Matus! I've actually been getting a little bit of an itch to play Project Zomwood lately. How you doing, Matus? Another chainmail. Have you ever played the original Bard's Tale games? You wonder if they left the old bug with Bard's Tale 3. That makes me think you have. Where stone swords one-hit every single enemy by turning them to stone 100% of the time. I don't know if I'll get far enough to find out. You played 2 and 3. So wait, you didn't play 1? How did it turn out that you played 2 and 3 but not 1? The denizens of this mystical place assault you without warning. There's 3 conjurers. It says advance ahead. You know what? We're gonna fight now because... Can Mandra even hit them from here? Defend, 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 defend. Cast a spell. Oh. Star Flare. I think she can hit them with Star Flare. Okay. And then defend. That'll take care of it. You've been considering Project Zomboid yourself? You watched a couple of VODs of a guy sepulchering it? I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. I recently watched a video, and I wouldn't participate in this myself necessarily, but it was entertaining, and it was like a social experiment where they got a group server and they put 100 people into it with the task of rebuilding society, and it was very much like it devolved very much into the way things happen on like Walking Dead, where there are different factions and there emerge some of like the more powerful factions, and there's I don't know how much of it was planned. There's some bad guys who were just like despicable cannibals, cruel, and good guys who sometimes do extreme things in the name of like establishing order. So it was interesting to watch, though. And I actually launched Project Zomboid. Was it last night? I played for an hour or two, and I was just playing by myself, and I played for a while, and I was kind of like, I was enjoying it a little bit, but it's one of those games I played so much of that a lot of times when I jump back into it, I'll play it for a couple hours and just be like, But sometimes I get back into it, and I'm like, into it. Alright, that seems loud. Turn that down even more. Alright. You played a bunch of 2, then imported characters into 3. They came along with their gear, and you had some stone swords, and they were a doomsday weapon in 3. Every single enemy died in one hit. That's crazy. Yeah, I have no idea if that's still there. They did do some fixes and upgrades, but a lot of it is still intact. Depends on whether was that a bug or a feature. It really depends. 2 is fun because you could summon the Kringle brothers. He knows nothing of it, so he's playing it with no tutorials, no backseating from chat, just trying to work out how Project Zomboid works. That's probably a little brutal. I mean, I've been playing it on and off for 10 years, and there's still shit I'm figuring out when I play it. And that is me occasionally binging, like, guide and tutorial videos, too. Oh no, you're having spinal setbacks. How long you been dealing with this stuff now? It's been a couple years, hasn't it? I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. That can be some serious stuff too. Like that can seriously mess with your life. All right, exit building. Oh, there's more in this area that I haven't looked at yet. It was a year and 2 weeks ago. Okay. So I knew it's been a while, though. You've been dealing with it. Yeah, that sucks. 6 hobbits! Look at those guys. Are those supposed to be hobbits? I think that's the same picture they use for dwarves, too. Today you can barely walk. Okay, so that's the definition of setback. You know what? Everyone just attack the hobbits. Well, no, if I just have Mandra cast one area of effect spell, she'd probably take them all out. Defend, 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 defend. Cast a spell. Let's do Star Flare. Dragon's Breath for one more. Yeah, I'll do Dragon's Breath. Magic users are pretty OP in this game. I've heard people saying like just have one, because you have to have a bard in your group, at least for the first dungeon, I guess. I've heard some people say like, yeah, just do one bard and 6 magic users, magicians. About to get in a hot tub and see if that helps. Heat can definitely make a difference to like loosen things up and just relieve pain in general. So hopefully that that works for you. So a lot of the injuries that I reviewed when I was doing medical legal doc review were low back injuries, because that was one of the most common things for people that worked office jobs for years and years and years. Their lower backs would get bad, and then something would break it, right? So, or they would just get bad. But usually they'd be like their lower backs would be super weak, and then they'd have to pick up like, oh, to reach up to that top shelf to get the new box of paper for the printer, and then boom, their back goes out and they're fucked. I saw a lot of bad back injury. Of course, it's possibly a little misrepresentative of like, yeah, all the back injuries I heard about are debilitating. The fact is, everything that I read was at the point where it's at legal medical contention in a workers' comp case. So by definition, at the point where I'm reviewing them, they're all gonna be people that have had like the bad side of it. It was harder because sometimes I just started feeling like, oh yeah, every back surgery is unsuccessful. But that's just because back surgeries in workers' comp cases that have been going on for 3 years tend to be unsuccessful surgeries. So maybe my perception is not how things are. Like if you took a wider sample, not quite accurate. Like yeah, back surgery fails every time. Surgery was 3 months ago, and recovering today has been good, but really slow. Okay, but today something's gone really very wrong. Shit. Well, I hope you're able to get in and maybe get it looked at soon, because it sounds like it's like something's not right. I hope it's something that can, they'll just do like the fawns on your back. They'll just like the doctors go, hey, like a little elbow, and then you're like, hey, it just needed to slip back into place, or probably not how it's gonna go. I guess it's what chiropractors do technically. They Fonzie the shit out of your back. Hey. I just got an achievement called Nemesis. It said win 500 battles. That's exciting. That's how many battles I've won in this game. It's a very grindy game. But also, it's pretty simple. Which is why I can get down with playing a game like this right now, whereas I would not want to play Pool of Radiance, because that game is frankly kind of a pain in the ass to play. If you're at one of your regular appointments on Monday and you're going to have to call them back and schedule an urgent follow-up, yeah, totally. If like Monday, this hadn't happened yet, so. Speaking of which, it's not Thursday. Yes, I actually canceled last week's stream and this week's stream. For Thursday night stream, because this week we're straight after work tomorrow. I'm going camping, and then had other shit. I had like a really bad toothache, like to the point where I scheduled an emergency dental appointment last week. I scheduled it for this week, and that's why I canceled my stream last week, because like the idea of trying to talk for 3 hours with my jaw like really bothered me. I just was in no mood for it. And then I knew I wouldn't be able to stream on regularly this week, and I didn't know what the status, if I went to the dentist and they did a bunch of shit to my mouth, I didn't know what my state was going to be. So I basically sort of canceled both weeks. But my tooth pain has gone away. It's a longer term problem that's going to need to be fixed. So by the time I went to the dentist yesterday, the tooth wasn't bothering me anymore. So they're just like, okay, well, let's schedule you for like a formal intake and like full x-rays and all that stuff next week. So I'm going to do that. But yeah, I got some problems with my teeth. They just don't, most of the time they don't bother me, but sometimes they do. And I've been dragging my feet about establishing care with a new dentist since we moved to Oregon. So it's well past due. So having a massive toothache that lasts a week was enough to be like, yeah, you know what? It's time. It's time to get this shit taken care of. But yeah, so this is a rando stream because it's been 2 weeks since I streamed, and it was almost gonna be 3 weeks. So, which raises the question: when I was in a super bad mood last week, I canceled my stream this week and next week. And sometimes, I don't know if you know this, Matus, but when I get out of work on Thursdays are my busiest. I lead like multiple meetings, or I'm heavily involved in multiple meetings. Thursdays are really hectic for me. And so I often on Thursday nights, I'm tired and I get out of work and I'm like, I do not want to talk for 3 hours. And I get grumpy about streaming, and sometimes I'll be like, streaming is such a weird thing. Like, what's even the point? Like, why do I do it? Why do people show up? It's just weird. And so you have these moments where I'm just like, well, I'm definitely not streaming. I'm hurrying, I'm in a bad mood, and I'm going to cancel next week because of the camping trip, and I don't know what's going to happen with my tooth. And then I'm like, what? If I just stopped streaming, would anybody even notice? And then I thought there are definitely some people that would notice. Immediately. So at the very least, like, Brad and Evie are here, like, almost through all of my streams from beginning to end. Nick, you're here a lot of the time. But beyond that, there's a lot of people they come and go, and sometimes they hang out for a while. So that's been the big question of the evening. My emo question from when I was not feeling good was, how long would it take you to notice if I just stopped streaming, didn't tell anyone? And I'm doing this bit again. Matus been here for 9 years. How long would it take if I just like? Because that's surprisingly, there are a bunch of people said like the first time I didn't stream on a Thursday and I didn't announce that I wasn't going to stream, I just didn't show up. A bunch of people were like, yeah, I'd immediately be worried. What was wrong? Like, that's weird. He sometimes he skips the stream, but he never just doesn't show without saying anything. Gonna eat the treasure? Here we go, Brad. I ate the treasure. Using a certain power that I like to invoke from time to time. You may be familiar with. Okay. I'm gonna attack this Ogre Lord, another one of those. Alright, let's just have everybody's gonna attack it. Fight bravely. Attack, attack, attack. Should we even bother to have Bandrick? Nah, I'm not even gonna bother. Defend. Yes. Alright, so the Ogre Lord got his one shot in. It did a shit ton of points against Bandrick, but we killed it. I don't know what he's doing with his pants, Brad. It's right, I never missed a Thursday. Never did. Even when I announced that I'm not going to show up. Somewhere, somehow, I'm still streaming. In some way. Just like I always do. Alright, let's, yeah, now we got a big bada boom on Bandrick. $102. All right, we're gonna have Mandra fill it in with a quick fix, and we'll leave it at that. And oh, there's shit over there. Okay, been in there. The Dragon's Grog. Let's see. Let's have Bandrick. We're gonna order a. Let's just have a beer. I ordered a ginger ale once and they made fun of me, so I don't do that, even though it's the cheapest drink. Empty, 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 empty. That's too cheap for mead. All right, what's down here now? Let me do a little quick save in case things get... It's Night Archer Street. Sounds very ominous. I found robes. Squat in the empty house. What would that be comprised of? Like, I'm in the empty house right now. I just stay here? Will my spell points recover while I'm staying here? I don't see them going. I don't see them going up. If my spell points would increase while I was just sitting here like this, I would be tempted to engage in your fantasy of squatting in the empty house. While not compelling gameplay, could be useful if I was getting a benefit out of it. For nomads, I think calling them death itself is a bit over dramatic. That said, I'm gonna have Mandra cast a... Yeah, I'll stick as a Star Flare. This should do the trick. Yep. We found a buckler! So how you guys liking this music that I found? What do you think, Brad? You're a man of discerning musical tastes. Is this better than the harpsichord? You stand before an iron gate, beyond which stands Mangar's tower to the south. Oh, I guess I can't go through it yet. Alright. So apparently I cannot go that way at this point. It's better than the harpsichord? Alright. Well, if you're interested, just type copyright-free fantasy music into YouTube. I think it was the first playlist that came up. Alright. An ogre lord! Fight. Fight, fight, fight. Fight. Defend, defend. Yes. And he still got his hit in. Why is the Ogre Lord always hit first? Does he have like the highest dexterity? You wouldn't think an Ogre Lord would have a high dexterity. Oh, and I just got Art Critic, an achievement. Destroy every statue in Scarabray. Wow. Good deal. Traveler's Tin. Okay. What was I about to do? I'm gonna save the game. Oh, there's an empty house to my right that I haven't looked at yet. Yep, now I have. I'm gonna guess this is another gate they won't let me go through. One hobbit? I'm pretty sure we'll be okay. Yeah, first hit. The Bard does jack shit damage when he's fighting just hand to hand. His main thing is his songs. His ability to do damage is negligible. I think eventually he'll get spells too. Oh, when did Goodwin get hit? I didn't even notice that. I have to heal Goodwin. Exit, cast Thandros. We're gonna do a Flesh Restore on Goodwin. Alright. Let's see if they let me in here. Nope, they're not letting me in. Alright, that's fine. Well, now I officially know that I've gone everywhere that I can. I don't even know how to get these iron gates. They won't open. So, and then there's maybe a way out of the city. There's a street when you go down here, it gets foggy. And when you get to about here, it just teleports you back to here again every time. So, I think it's time to go. I should probably go back to the shop and do some, clear out my inventory. I got 12 out of my 40 inventory. Wait, where the hell am I right now? All right. Took me a while to get to know this town, but I kind of know it pretty well now, but I still got to check the map. It's the pulling up pants initiative bonus? That makes sense. That checks out. Let's see. The buckler, the robes. I forgot the green warrior robes are taking up some inventory space. A couple of chainmails. Am I ever going to use the ogre figurine? Let's be real. I'm just always going to forget about it. Thandros can technically summon shit, too. Maybe I should hold on to it. I'll try it. In some combat. Or I wonder if it's something that stays in your group. You have one combat slot that you can keep open for summons, or occasionally a monster will just randomly offer to join your party, and you say yes, it'll be take your number 1 slot. Done. Alright. Bandrick, got all 9 songs ready to go. Time is it in game? It's now noon. I took a different way over here this time. Pretty exciting. Alright, let's do a little pre-dungeon save. Okay, Thandros. Let's see, both compass and... So we'll do the greater revelation for light, and then we'll do his magic compass spell. I forget if time passes if I just stand still in a dungeon, or that's just in the city. I think it's in the dungeon too. 292, 291. Time is ticking. I don't see spell points regenerating on their own. I wonder if I should step outside and let them regenerate. Yeah, they regenerate in sunlight, apparently. We're solar powered. I think it's worth it. That's like 1 or 2 big heal spells that I'm gaining the points back for right now. Even though the duration of the other things is slowly slipping away. All right, 1 more and then we're back in. All right, let's do that that pre-dungeon save again. And then we're back in it. In it to win it. Oh, is it? I was like, I'm seeing this room over... Oh, and these teleporters now tell me where they take you. I'm pretty sure this teleporter also takes you here. Okay. So I think we want to come back and I want to finish exploring this room. Oh no! Jackal wares? What? Alright. We're gonna fight. We're gonna, let's do some... Alright, you guys on the front line, you all attack the Jackal wares. Bandrick, you sing a song. Why don't you sing a song to help defend against magic? Since there's 4 magicians, I'm not sure if they're going to beat our magician to the punch. Mandra is going to cast... It's 6 and 7. She's going to cast Dragon's Breath on the magicians. And I guess Thandros can... No, Thandros is going to hang out because he's going to need to heal people afterwards. Mandra's getting the magicians out of commission before they can act. Oh, those Jackal wares are kind of tough. They're soaking in some damage. They hit hard too, 31 points. Alright, there's 3 Jackal wares left. I think we can... just do this. And... Whew. We've got a couple hurdy-hurdies here. Something good she can cast on that werewolf? Yeah, we're just gonna wait for the werewolf to get up. Who's really hurt? Bandrick's really hurt? We're gonna do a quick fix on Bandrick. And then Thandros is going to do his bigger heal also on Bandrick. Because Bandrick got hurt pretty bad. I think there's still one Jackal ware back up. Okay. Gonna fight bravely. We're gonna have Halcor attack the Jackal ware. And the other guys are gonna attack the werewolf, including Bandrick. I think Mandra is going to do a quick fix on Strom. And Thandros is going to do a big heal on Bandrick. Alright. Good one's got some hurdy. A mithril shield, that's good. How close are we? We're getting tons of experience in here. How close are we to next level? They're really close. They gain experience separately, so when people are like dead, they're not gaining experience. So everyone's experience is close to this amount. But they won't all hit at exactly the same time. But he's like 1 combat away from hitting 10th level. Goodwin also. Strom. The Bard was dead for a little bit. So he's still maybe 3 to 4 combats away. Big combats away. Mandra is about to level. Alright, everyone's about to level except Bandrick. Bandrick is behind. Speaking of Thandros, we should still do, he should do a big heal on Goodwin. Oh, I don't want a spell list. Flesh restore, Goodwin. And let's have Mandra do a quick fix on Bandrick. And on Helcor. Helcor. Bandrick. You love the annoying old-timey armor classes? Yep. Well, this was even basic Dungeons and Dragons went on the reverse armor class thing. It was a sort of thing where, like, you just sort of went with it because those are the rules, and I didn't question it really. But I think the whole purpose of it was just to make the game more complicated to learn. Like, maybe they're just like, yeah, we only want smart people playing this game. So, if you can't get past the negative armor class shit, then you don't get to play. Immediately eliminated 30% of the public. I don't know why you'd want to alienate people from playing your game, but, you know, if you want it to be like, oh, this is an elitist, intellectual game, you have to understand negative numbers. It's a very abstract concept. Okay. Continuing with our plan. We're going to fight bravely. It's always... These guys always get a hit in. But then we can... Everyone else kills them. Yeah, see? First hit. 40 points of damage on Halcor. Hey! I just got I got an achievement called I'm Armless. Disable 30 traps. Or is it 50? I lost. It's gone already. Alright, let's, of course, now we gotta dip into Thandros's... I wish there were, like, mana potions. That would be amazing. Flesh restore on... Who took 40? Halcor. Yeah, we're gonna leave it there. Okay, there will be a fight in this square. The sudden scream of battle brings your party to a halt. You face 4 wizards and 5 ninjas. Alright, this seems like a job for area of effect magic spells. That's what we're gonna do. All of our melee dudes are gonna attack the ninjas. He's gonna cast an anti-magic song, sing an anti-magic song. In case those wizards squeak out any spells, their spells can be really the same way we can fuck them up, they can fuck us up. And Mandra is gonna... She's gonna nuke the shit out of the wizards. And Thandros. Shock Sphere, is that what we want to do? That's 7 points. Versus War Strike. That's 5 points. I guess go big or go home, right? It's 2 points difference. Why fuck around? Difference between 5 and 7 is like 3 times the damage. Alright, looks like A ninja did get 9 points damage in on Strom. Yep, 3 people just went up in level. Oh, resume. Do a quick save here. Okay, there's another fight in this square right now. Oh, it's a trap. I can disarm the trap remotely now that I know it's there with that spell that Mandros has, or Thandros. Zap trap. Disarms any trap within 30 feet in the direction we're facing. Alright. Oh no. Mandra took 58 points of damage, killing her? Alright, we're going to be getting out of here shortly. But first... Okay, no, I was going to have Thandros disable this whole room, but if we're not proceeding, there's no point, because the traps rearm every time you leave. Alright, we got a dead dude. We're going to get the hell out of here. We'll spend all of our hard-earned gold on resurrecting Mandra. One spider. I think we can handle this. Let's heal the entire party. And it's 4,500 gold. The lion's share of that is for resurrecting Mandra. But that's half the gold in the pot going to this. Now we do have, there's a bank here, so we actually do have, I think, another 10 G's in the bank. For a while, when we were just clearing out, like exploring all the empty houses in town, we were slowly snowballing a whole bunch more money than we needed. It's once we started hitting the dungeon that healing and rezzing people started, and getting spell points back started being a major expense. Heal the entire party. Yep, it's worth it. Alright. Exit. Now it's time to do... I'm gonna go raise levels and I'm gonna save scum the hell out of that shit. Because that's how I roll. Did I just get lost? I did. Because the RNG is fucking real when you're leveling in this game. That's why one of the things I like about the new editions of D&D is when you level, you can just take like the median increases in like hit points and stuff. In this game, it's literally like your warrior might gain 1 hit point or he might gain 25 when he goes up in level. Oh, we're fighting thieves. Great. Okay. Oh wait, I'm gonna do the save scumming thing. Here we go. Quick save. We're gonna start with Halcor. 12 hit points and an intelligence bonus. You usually get 1 stat and hit point. 12 hit points is not great. Intelligence is completely useless for a warrior. So this let the save scumming begin. I know this is not in the spirit of the game, but we're having a hard enough time surviving without getting, like, meaningless level ups. 7 hit points? No, dude. Yeah, I'm being a dirtbag. This game is a dirtbag to me sometimes, so I'm gonna be a dirtbag right back at it. 7 hit points. No, man. No. What is going on here? Is this game figured out that I'm doing a number on it? That is not okay. 19 hit points plus intelligence. Okay, this I can accept. Intelligence, useless stat, but 19 hit points for a level, that's worth it. All right. All right, time to save, do the little quick save. Now Goodwin's turn. 10 hit points plus 1 dexterity. Nah, it's not good enough. $19 hit points plus 1 luck. Yes, I love that. I love that for Goodwin. All right, let's do a quick save scum. Checkpoint. And we will now advance strong. Ooh. Oh, that's good. 15 hit points, 6 crit hit, plus 1 dexterity. That is amazing. That's great. Just save scum for the rest of the stream. Well, pretty soon the rest of these guys are going to level up, and I'm going to do more save scumming. It's just the nature of the beast. All right, let's do a hard save. Oh, do better. Try again. I've spent more time than I care to admit save scumming, to the point where I wouldn't do that, not even for the comic relief that it would. I know you'd be very entertained if I just spent the next hour save scumming. And I know from experience and what I would see is the peaks would be some of the numbers we've already seen. That's like they just occasionally show up, but things would not get much higher than that. Alright, did I get some shit to sell? Longbow. Oh, the mithril shield! I forgot about the mithril shield. Let's see, I think Bandrick is the weakest link with this. Inventory. Yeah, we're gonna give Bandrick just a little bit. He's got the lowest hit points of everybody. Everybody that can carry a shield, that is. It's hit points out here. That's right, Mitsus. Welcome back, sir. And that means I can sell this tower shield. Now, in the original games, everyone had their own separate inventory. Now there's a party inventory, and then everyone has their own separate, like, what they're wearing or carrying. But in the original game, it made a difference who you chose to buy and sell. Well, it doesn't make a difference who you choose to buy, because it'll I think it sometimes auto-equips if they're not already wearing. I think it's only at the level 1 that happen. If they're not already wearing, like, a helmet, and you buy a helmet, and that person who's buying it will put it on. But at this point, since they've got all those slots filled, that's not happening. I think these things are stackable, so I'm gonna buy a few of them. Want to check and make sure they're stackable. Did I just get 2 lamps? Inventory. No! They don't... Can I stack? Space. Inventory. With the parenthetical, you'd think that it was a stackable item. Arrows are stackable. Inventory. I keep arrows on him because if I ever recruit a monster or summon into the group, he gets bumped into the back row and he can't attack with a melee weapon anymore. So I have to switch him to a longbow if I want him to contribute his meager combat damage. Oh. Lamp, lamp, lamp. Alright, we don't need to get a whole bunch of lamp. Oh yeah, the tower shield we can get rid of, though. Alright. And we could probably use a little top off. What time of day it is? Afternoon. At nighttime, you don't regenerate spell points during the day either. Let's see, Halcor. Bandrick. Order a drink. Order some foul spirits just for shits and giggles. You don't feel too well. You being into seeing 99 bottles of beer on the wall. Hilarious. Okay, I think I'm gonna just stand outside the Adventurers Guild until our points replenish. In fact, now I'm seeing it's 11:30. I already said I cannot stay up late tonight. Definitely super duper, absolutely cannot stay up late tonight. So I probably should have stopped earlier. We're gonna do a hard save. Yeah, tomorrow is all day at work, followed by a 4-hour drive, followed by setting up camp in the dark with Millie. So it's gonna be not a good day to be short on sleep. So end up Amanda and I are gonna end up strangling each other. Because we'll both have a serious case of the Krabby Pants. Okay. Save, yes. And it tripped me out a little bit. Like, wait, the music kept going after I shut the game off. What gives? Alright, so here it is. Me sitting in the dark. She hasn't come back once. But I think I'm gonna make a pretty quick exit here. But it's good to know you guys would be horribly, debilitatingly upset if I just stopped streaming and didn't say anything. So that's the sort of thing that makes me keep going. So thanks, guys. Hey! Wait, why did that happen? That's what's behind the cam, is this. Oh. If I turn the cam off, it's that picture. It's like the test picture. No evidence to structured approach. Absolutely not. We're about 10 seconds from a lullaby, and then I'm out. It's that kind of night. It's that kind of night, you guys. Alright, just gonna rip the band-aid off. Go to sleep, and good night. Your eyes are getting so heavy. Go to sleep now. If you don't have to play back Richard and Matus, maybe Nick, possibly Madros, I'll be waiting for you in your dream. Chevy guy. Probably not here, but what the hell? Good night, Chevy guy. Good night, Joss. Maybe Joss is here. Good night. Is he here? Yeah, he would have said something.